Oh boy, did I wake up to a good present this morning, and it's not even my birthday yet. What's going on, guys? Danny here for Metal Couch, and Septicflesh decided to put out a second track from their upcoming album, Titan, entitled Burn. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I think about a year ago, maybe a little under a year ago, there was another album released that had the track Burn on it, and that didn't go over so well. This is the exact opposite. This track is amazing. This is what I was expecting to hear from this album. You know, Order of Dracul, I was overall positive about it, and I mean, other than the harpsichord section in the midsection, which I just feel is out of place, despite the lyrical themes, I felt it was an overall very powerful piece of music. Burn does not disappoint. Burn takes away that sudden stop with random harpsichord, replaces it with a little bit of like I don't know, really an ambient kind of section, and it works. Unlike what I just think harpsichord is an absurd instrument. It's the only reason why I hate on that particular section. I think that instrument is just weird, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I mean, other than the fact that Order of Dracul was an okay track, and this is even better. Burn sounds like if you were to take Communion, and the first half of the song, you take Communion, and then the second half of the song, when the solo, I guess you can call it a solo, but nonetheless, it's actual, like, it's not a riff. It's like, oh my god, they haven't done this stuff since their early albums, like Ophidian Wheel and stuff like this, and it's a breath of fresh air. And that's what it reminded me of. The second half of the song reminds me of something from Ophidian Wheel, but with top-notch production quality. And there's a big emphasis on clean vocals in this song, which I thought was weird at first. It almost felt out of place, but as the song progresses, it starts to meld into the music itself, and it just sounds really good. This just makes me really excited for the album. That's basically what this track review is. If I wanted somebody to sample what this album was going to sound like, I would make them listen to Burn before I make them listen to Order of Dracul, which I am extremely grateful that this track came out, because it's very hard for me to try to say, there's this album that's coming out pretty soon. I mean, to people who aren't as heavily involved in metal, it's very hard for me to try to describe and give them material that's like, yeah, well, one of my favorite bands is coming out with a new track here pretty soon, or a new album here pretty soon. Here's a track from it. I'm going to give them Burn before I give them Order of Dracul. Burn is an outstanding track, and just, oh god, I really want to get my hands on this album, because it's killing me, because you have the filler of Dracul, and then you have awesomeness of Burn, and I think we might have another great mass on our hands. And if that's the case, then you can probably bet on this album being a candidate for Album of the Year, because that's what happened with the previous album. So, if I had to give Burn a grade out of 10, I would give it a very strong 8.5. This is a very powerful track. It is very unorthodox. I didn't feel like the mixing was a problem on this track like I did with the previously released track. I didn't really have a problem with that this time around, which is really strange, considering that I felt the orchestra in Dracul was buried underneath these really, really high-powered guitars, whereas this one, it's almost plain as day. Which, hopefully the album will at least be consistent. I'd hate to have to go back and forth on the album with a production like that. So, I don't know. Maybe they've done some things in the studio since Dracul came out. 8.5 out of 10. Listen to this track. Buy this album. It's going to be fucking fantastic. And if it isn't fucking fantastic, I will be eating my own words. And that's pretty much it. This album's going to be good. It has to be. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Danny here from Metal Couch, signing out.